Let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go.
Six.
It's beautiful.
Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. And don't forget that Willis Automotive does it all. Sales, service, and yes, even collision repair. Willis Automotive Collision Center, iCar Gold Classified Certified, and an aluminum repair center. They service most makes and models and work with most insurance providers. Start your journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at the rushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and of course, leave your comments in the comment section. Follow us on our social media channels and call the show at 515-517-2303. It's an Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo Friday, Ross.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Woohoo is the Cyclones. Woohoo is college basketball being in like prime time right now. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. A lot of great basketball.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah. How was your Thursday? Did you get a phone?
I got a phone.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're settling back in? I feel like it's been a slow transition back home here. What's going on?
Well, the hard part about the phone is trying to get remembering all your passwords and trying to, because getting it set up was one thing, but then you go back in and go, okay, what's my Facebook password? What's all the passwords? And then I started playing Best Fiends yesterday, and it had me start over from like zero. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So I spent about a half an hour just working that thing until I was able to log back into my Google Play account, and all of a sudden, ta-da, all my old stuff appeared, and I was a happy, happy camper. I was like, oh, thank God. Just because I had like 3 or 4 years worth of buildup there that I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to start over. I had all this stuff, and I found it. So I was a happy camper. Very happy camper. Thursday was good. We got I'm running on not very much sleep. Greta flew home last night, so we picked her up at the airport almost at midnight. She was delayed getting out of Savannah, delayed even more coming out of Chicago. So we picked her up at midnight. And I'm batching it for the next week. They just left for New Orleans, so they're on their way to New Orleans to visit Mary for spring break. And I'm just sitting here in this house with me and a big old white fluffy dog.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. So,
right.
but yeah.
Want to come over tonight? We're going to run the ponies and watch some World Baseball Classic.
Run the ponies. What do you mean when you say
run the ponies, man? It's a dice card game that my friends and I play. But it's a horse racing game. It's a dice card horse racing game. It's a gambling card game, horse racing, dice. It's a game that we all play.
A game of chance, I take it.
Total game of chance. You basically, everybody gets dealt a couple of cards, and then the cards are associated with different horses. And then you have this track out that have horses 2 through 12. So you use cards 2 through queen.
Okay.
Okay. So you've got the jack is the 11, the queen is the 12, and then you roll dice. So you roll the dice. If you roll a 4, you move the number 4 horse up 1 notch. Okay. If you are holding a 4 card in your hand, if the 4 horse wins, you get half the pot, or you get it. You know what I mean? You win the race if your cards that you have in your hand that you've been dealt are essentially your tickets for the horses that you're trying to hope win.
So how big do the pots get here?
Oh, not crazy. I mean, we will spend a couple of hours, and if some guy wants to, he might lose $45. You know what I mean? $20 we'll throw in. We'll sit there and
that gives me anxiety.
That does?
Yes.
$20, but you're hanging out with your friends for. I look at that as entertainment dollars. Like it's more fun than going to a movie. It's as much fun as going to a ball game or something like that with my buddies. Get together, chat, we'll laugh until our faces hurt. Yeah, if I drop 20, I drop 20. And maybe I win 60.
There's always that possibility.
Yeah.
See, I never win, so I always leave pissed. I leave and I'm like, I just lost $20. I just lost $40. I just lost $45. How is this fair? So how many races will you race?
Oh, there will be, in the night, 15, something like that. So
is it a one-time buy-in or is it $20 every race?
No. It's a one-time buy-in. And then little poker chips type of thing. Make it easy. Make it fun.
Now, does the 4-horse have better odds than the 6-horse?
So the 7, we actually, the way the game is set up, because obviously 7 is the most common roll. So the 7-horse has the most spaces to go.
Okay.
Another thing I should do you know your mute button's not working the last couple of days?
Oh, it's not?
No, I should have mentioned it to you a couple of days ago. There you go. There it worked. There it worked.
So as I
every now and again you gotta come all right. So yeah, it's like Irish says, basically the odds are like craps. Exactly. So the 2-horse and the 12-horse, you only have to roll those a couple of times and they win. The 3 and the 11 have a few more holes. The 4 and the 10, a few more, and then it gets longer and longer. And the 7-horse, you have to roll like, I don't know, 10 or 11 sevens in order for it to win.
Makes sense.
It's
how many guys will play tonight?
Boy, Alan sent out the invite because he's in the exact same boat. He's like, hey, wife left for spring break. I'm batching it. Let's watch the World Baseball Classic, run the ponies. I said, hey, I'm in.
Party.
Yeah, I'm in. But nobody else responded. So I don't know. Might be me and Alan.
Might just be, yeah. Odds are pretty good. We're both going to win some money tonight, buddy. We're both going to, we're going to split $40, but we're both going to win some money. I like it. So the big news coming out of Kansas City, and this was breaking news last night if you were on social media, the Big 12 Conference has announced that the workers at the T-Mobile Center have worked all night long to replace the court at the T-Mobile Center. They are getting rid of the LED glass court and going back to a regular wood court. It was interesting. I noticed it more yesterday than the day before. The slipping, the sliding, the gripping of the court was painfully obvious watching almost all 4 games yesterday, Ross. I mean, they were slipping and sliding all over the place. And does this make the Big 12 look bad, or does it make it look smart by going, you know what, let's make the change?
Listen, you got to give them a little bit of credit for pulling the plug on the thing. You have to give them a little bit of credit for that. As much as I want to beat them up for the stupid idea and trying to reinvent the wheel, and it's so obviously just a money grab. Like, hey, we can make more money by reinventing the basketball court, having seams in the court. We have to have it so dark because it's a light bulb. So we have to keep it so dark in the arena that nobody likes it. You can't see the out of bounds because sometimes it even goes away. You can't see the half court, so we don't know if it's if it's over and back. All of those things were disaster things in the sake of money. Man, do you guys know how cool it's going to be when we throw up all of those different advertisers? And imagine how much money they're going to want to give us to be on this groundbreaking, revolutionary new court. Never mind the players, never mind the competition. This is about money, baby. And like I tried to say yesterday, not even the problem I think was they oversold it. They really, really, really oversold it. They shouldn't even have announced it. They should have just done it. That would have been kind of cool. It would have been like, whoa,
look at this.
Neat. Look at this. I've seen videos of stuff like this. We've seen versions of this, like up in Minnesota with the ice. This is kind of cool. And then once we saw the guys slipping and sliding, it wouldn't have been as big of a. We still would have had this reaction, and I think they still would have been smart to pull the plug on it. I think it's great that they are recognized. I wish our government could do that. Recognize the mistake that oh, wait, people aren't happy with this. This isn't what we thought it was going to be. Hey, we can back this thing up. Let's go back and do it the way that it's always worked for 100+ years.
I watched an interview with Brett Yormark. I think it was in between the Iowa State game yesterday. And they asked him about the court. And he was still, at that time, holding on to it, going, listen, this thing's been tested. It's FIBA approved. They use it in Europe. You know, we'll continue to get feedback. Because, I mean, it's his idea. So when it's your idea, you want to cling on to it, right? You want to hold on to it. After the Kansas game is when they just said, you know, we're pulling the plug. Like 3 of the 4 coaches had said, hey, we're done. Bill Self said, hey, it's the right thing to do. And credit them for having the court there ready to go. I texted John Higgins in the middle of one of the games yesterday because they were slipping and sliding all over the place. And I said, man, that court's bad. He goes, the only team that has it figured out is Iowa State. He goes, it's all about the shoes. I go, well, it can't be just shoes because it's got to be something more because he goes, it's weird.
It's Iowa obviously State, a very different surface if you've got to change your shoes. I mean, what is this, turf? Like, don't wear the cleats. Don't wear the cleats. Wear your trainers today because we're on the glass court.
Wonder how many people that put out of work this morning. Like, hey, we don't need your services anymore to run the court, so you're done for the next 2 days.
You mean the guy that hits the button?
Oh, I bet there's more than one person that helps run the glass board. I'm
betting that those people are still working.
Yeah, we'll find something for you to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really cool. I just got to go like this and make the 3-point line go burst out.
That software engineering degree is super cool. You know how to run a drill?
Can you imagine the workers at the team? It would be funny to ask Chris Conley this. And Chris, if you're listening this morning, just you got the link, jump on. But it's one of those. Your workers are thinking, "Hey, we get to go home at a normal time. Hey guys, you have to disassemble this court, and then you have to put up a brand new court by tomorrow night."
That's a good point because it's a crew of people. You've seen the time lapse videos that they've done at Casey Center, right, or down there at the Iowa Event Center when they're changing that thing around, man. It's an army of people working in unison. Yeah, it would be a lot of logistics to do it. Again, credit them for pulling the plug on it. This isn't the last we've seen of it.
You don't think so?
Nope. You said it, Trav. You said it. It's FIBA approved. They're using it in Europe. What are we doing? We're behind the curve, fellas. It's all ball bearings now. Got to catch up with the times. And we can and somebody in the chat said, but they didn't even use advertisements on it. They did. They didn't utilize it like we were afraid they were going to, I think. Where it'd be in the middle of a game, you'd see a commercial playing on the other half of the court. That's what I was afraid of, and I think is capable, and what it eventually turns to, if probably eventually anyway, is what it turns to.
But Phillips 66 was on there. I mean, that's the sponsor. That it's going to be on there today. Even
the
with
Windex
the
thing, the Allstate. I mean, they were using it. They utilized it to roll through those sponsors very quickly, and so that was the point of it. The point of it was purely to advertising. There's no, it's the aesthetics of it are cool. That's the window dressing. We can put your team colors on there. But we don't. We just go with the gray court because if we put the team colors on there, that's it. It ruins it. They show you all that stuff. We can do all this neat, amazing stuff. What we're really using it for is money, baby. Money, baby. And they realized that the backlash was causing a lot more problems than the extra dollars were worth, and so they pulled the plug on it. They'll figure it out. And the thing, you were touching on all of the points there that we will be bludgeoned with as this court becomes the thing that every university has to have one. You just need different shoes.
They're putting Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour to work right now. Hey, find out what kind of grip works on this court. Because if it works for the Big 12, if the Big 12 can make it work, well, then the Iowa Event Center gets one. Then Hilton Coliseum gets one. Then Carver Hawkeye Arena gets one.
I hope that they find out that the what works best are the orthopedic shoes.
Hey, now I wear orthopedic shoes.
What are they? What are the? Yeah. I knew that.
The G-Defies.
G-Defy. Yeah.
G-Defy. Just watch the games tonight and see how much brighter the T-Mobile Center is because they're actually using wood. You're like, oh wow, I can.
And they can actually turn the lights on.
Yeah.
It's not backlit.
I never thought of this. I think it was a player either from Texas Tech or it might have been another team. It said their problem wasn't the slipping. One of their players got a migraine because the colors started changing. Like there would be flashes during the game that
Didn't even
gave
think
him a
about that.
migraine.
Never thought about that.
You know, I'm not sensitive to light like that, but I'm empathetic to people who are. I mean, I have a hard time understanding it, but then you hear a guy go, I got a guy over here, his head's about ready to blow off because it's just too much stimulation.
Have you ever, do you know anybody that deals with night blindness? Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Where you can't drive at night? Like you're in the contrast. I don't know. I'm kind of guessing here. It's a driving condition, the way I understand it, where when you're driving at night, when you see headlights, it blinds you. You don't see it as lights in the dark. Your eyes are trying to absorb so much light in the dark that when the headlights hit it, it blinds you. I've heard of that. I've heard of people that have night blindness. And there's all sorts of weird stuff. I totally believe that a guy was standing there seeing something, seeing a flicker.
Well, it's kind of like a strobe light, right? If you walk in, remember the old dance clubs? You'd walk in and the strobe light would be going and you'd be like, okay, that's enough of the strobe light. I don't need that anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think how many times you're in a movie, like they say that in theaters, right? Where they'll say if you can suffer from epilepsy.
Yeah. You might have a reaction to that.
Yeah. I would love it. Skinner's nailing it here. Wouldn't it be great if FIBA came out and they were like, guys, listen, we've solved the glass court issue. It's pretty easy. Everybody has to wear slide-on Skechers. And if you just wear slide-on Skechers, you're going to be good. You get up and down the court, no problem. Check it out.
New commercials from Nike, Skechers, glass court approved. You ever played on a glass basketball court?
Oh, and think of this. They're going to be able to charge parents so much money for youth basketball once these kids are playing on glass courts. They have to. It's a $4 million court, lady. Do you want your kid to play on the $4 million court or wood? Your kid plays on wood.
Was that court $4 million? I think it was right around that. I think
Was
you're
it
pretty
really?
close to it. Yeah. It had to be more than $1 million.
Let's see. But there's got to be something here because there is an article on ESPN. Big 12 to swap LED glass court for hardwood for semifinals and final. There's got to be some information in here about what they paid for that floor. I'll do some looking. I'll do some search and see if I can find how much they dropped on that bad boy.
It was worth a shot. And you know what? There's always a beta test, right? I mean, who really started the alternative uniform look? It was the Iowa Hawkeyes.
With the wings on the shoulders? With
the Apex uniform was the beginning of the alternative cool uniforms. They were like beta test 1. Oregon
Travis,
took it to yes.
Shockingly. This is just the AI overview. I just put into Google. How much did the Big 12 tournament floor cost? The Big 12 conference leased the high-tech ASB glass floor used for the 2026 tournament for $185,000.
Okay, then that was worth the investment, right?
That was very much worth it. I changed my.
We're not going to buy it. We're going to lease it for a 2-week period.
for $185,000. Boy, the company that did that missed a big opportunity. ASB Glass Floor.
Probably still got to pay the $185, even though it didn't work out. But there's a group of engineers right now who are going to try to figure out how to make this thing better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We haven't seen the end of it. That's for sure.
I'm kind of with you with what you said yesterday, and I've seen a number of high schools do this well, is the light show from above. I think that's just as cool. That's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do it during the game because it obviously casts a bunch of shadows, and there's other things that have to be involved with it. Connolly would be a great one to talk to about this because I know Chris has been up there to Minneapolis to watch a Wild game, and it's amazing what they do. It's truly incredible. And I think everybody has seen what I'm talking about, because a lot of ice arenas do that now, where they turn the ice, it all cracks, it falls through, it lights on fire, and it's so cool, man.
And projection systems are getting cheaper and cheaper. Hell, I know there's a high school in Western Nebraska, I think it's Scotts Bluff, that installed that. So when they did their starting lineups for their high school, they did this whole display, and I'm like, that's money well spent, I guess. Glad my property tax money to the school is going to that. But you know what, Ross?
You know this, so a lot of time, and I will say this from being behind the scenes with East High School, a lot of times that stuff is either donated or there's a very specific fundraiser or a very specific ask that happens for a project like that. But it is alarming when you have a system like that.
But you know what happens in the pros trickles down to the colleges and then trickles down to high schools. We are seeing the construction now of more and more at high schools, and they're privately funded by the foundations or whatever, of like indoor practice facilities, all sorts of stuff to raise the level of athletics even at the high school level. Because they're going, okay, well, they're going other places and paying a shitload of money to get that stuff, to pay. They're like, why not just bring them here? Provide the best facilities possible. Can you imagine East High School having an indoor practice facility?
I can imagine it. Coach Hersom said Sadell got a new video board when he was a coach there in the gymnasium, 100% donated. Rodney says it was $2.3 million for the LED basketball court. Is that how much it costs to
buy one?
To buy one? Ken Payne asked the pressing questions of the morning. If you're not playing basketball on a carpeted church floor, are you really playing basketball? It's a good question, Ken. Tell you what I never did. Never slipped and slid on the carpet floor. Lots of traction. Grip.
But when you did fall, you got a good
carpet burn.
Man.
You got a good rug burn. Yep. You wanted to stay vertical.
But you can get wood burn as well. I mean,
yeah. Right. And the nice thing was, when you weren't playing, you had a really comfy seat on the side.
It's like a chair. And you could pray at the same time.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. Sit there and pray. And
I enjoyed my time doing that. I really did. I liked going on Monday nights and playing with the guys. I just saw my friend Tony Pelham the other day. The guy that I used to play with, his dad Randy was the one that kind of ran that for us and opened up the gym and let us play for years. That was fun, man. It was Monday nights, never any fights, never. Just
any
went out.
Injuries, though?
Just went out, dropped a couple dimes. That's all I did. Facilitate.
That's what you did? Guess what I get to do today? I get a tooth pulled today.
Oh, no.
Yeah. My back number 18. My clear back one. So I went in a couple weeks ago for a regular checkup, and they said, you got an infection back there. And I'm like, what? That's got a root canal in it. Well, the root canal went bad, so they were going to re-root canal it. But then they realized the infection ate away my bone, so I have to get a tooth pulled and a bone graft today. That's what my day looks like, Ross.
Have you ever, I don't even want to tell you. You're not getting a root canal then.
No, I'm getting a tooth pulled and
Okay.
a bone graft to replace the bone that's disappeared in my jaw.
Do I tell you? Do I tell you? Do you want to know bad information or not?
Yeah, I'll take bad information.
Watch a movie called Root Canal. Or Root Cause.
Root cause?
Root Cause. It's about a couple of dentists and maybe, dude, listen, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a very smart guy. I fall for dumb information. I like to learn things, and the problem with that is in the world today, there's a lot of bad information out there. So my head is filled with good and bad information, and I don't know which is which because I'm too stupid. You watch Root Cause, you take away your own perception of it. But it's a documentary about root canals and the business behind root canals, and
I'm all over it. I got plenty of time over the next week to do just that.
You're gonna watch this and hate me, hate your dentist. Sorry.
Hey, if you're looking for a mortgage for the new home you're going to buy through Ross Peterson at Agency Iowa, you want to contact Gary Presnall, a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank, financing residential homes for 25 years. Gary offers VA, FHA, IFA first-time buyer loans and conventional and new construction loans, and all approvals are done locally by Northwest Bank. Gary can get you pre-approved on that loan in less than 30 minutes. It can happen after hours during the week and, of course, on weekends. He's the state of Iowa's top-producing mortgage banker the last 8 years. Give him a call at 515-975-6767 today. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
My name's Gary Presnall, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here at Willis Infinity, we love spring. Flowers blooming, birds chirping, and potholes. Wait, we don't love potholes. Hitting potholes can cause all sorts of alignment issues and tire damage. For the month of March, we are offering a pothole special that includes 20% off mountain balance, rotate, and alignment. Schedule your appointment online at willisinfinity.com or stop in today.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
When hunger hits and you're craving something satisfying, head to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers in the heart of Dogtown. Catch the game, relax after work, or settle for a casual night where the food is big and the vibe is always welcoming. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Come hungry, leave happy. Of course, it is Friday. That means we have the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo. If you have a woohoo, give us a call at 515-517-2303. Or you can always go to the website at therushradio.com, click on the promo tab, find the Weekly Woohoo, and just tell us what your Weekly Woohoo is. We have one that's in the queue for later on, and we'll be sharing those. But again, call anytime, 515-517-2303. Your chance to pick up a $90 prize pack from the Iowa Lottery. We're expecting Tyler Coover to be joining us right around 7:30. But we mentioned the glass LED court in Kansas City is going away. Iowa State may be the team that doesn't want that thing to go away, Ross, because in their first two games, they've won two games by a combined 71 points. The court has been kind to the Cyclones.
It ain't the court. And I know you're being, I know you're not implying that. It ain't the court, man. They're humming. This is the team that we saw. I saw somebody, and maybe it was Jake Brand. I saw somebody on Twitter say the Cyclone team we saw early in the season that we looked at as elite, that we thought would be a possible 1 seed. That was because Jefferson was playing like this. Now, that's the guy that we've said many times, this team has so many dudes that can stir the drink. If Milan's not playing great, if Lipsy's not playing great, it's okay. You've got guys, and Jefferson, if those two guys aren't playing great, Jefferson's good enough to carry the team against really good competition. But you don't have to have that every night, because most nights you're going to get help from some of those other dudes, or both of those guys, or the whole team. Right now, they are just playing fantastic basketball on both ends of the court. From the tip, too. That's the thing. It's not, well, we wear them down and we beat teams up in the second half. No, from the opening tip. Well, I shouldn't say that, because yesterday was a little, yeah, I need to back up for a second, right?
It was a game in the first half. First 20 minutes, you had yourself a game. You went to halftime going, oh, we're going to watch a barn burner. We're going to watch a barn burner. This is going to go down to the wire. And then the second half opened up, and you're like, oh, this was over pretty quick. Pretty quick.
Didn't you? Were you feeling it in the first? You went to halftime thinking we're going to see a game. I don't know why.
I did. It was, it was 36-33 at half, and you're thinking, okay, Texas Tech just beat Iowa State at home. They've got the horses, but then they couldn't. Iowa State clamps down on defense. Iowa State couldn't miss a shot. They shot 65% in the second half. They in the second half 15 of 23, 4 of 6 from behind the 3-point line. They couldn't miss, and Texas Tech couldn't hit anything. They shot 22%. At one point, they scored 33 at half. They were stuck on like 39, I think, with like 5 minutes to go. I have to go back and look, but they had 6 points through like the first half of the first 10 minutes of the second half. It was crazy. I'm trying to think when they got over 40. They didn't get over 40 until the 10:09 mark. So they had 34 at half. They hit 42 points on a 3-pointer by Jalen Petty with 10:09 to go. It was when they were down 59-42 at that point. Just a beatdown. And it doesn't get easier. Doesn't get easier at all. And the semifinals for the Big 12 tonight are incredible. You have Iowa State taking on Arizona, and you have Kansas taking on Houston. That's a pretty good semifinal docket at the Big 12 tournament.
If you like basketball.
If you like basketball.
If you like basketball, you got some good games happening. And really good games in the Big Ten tournament as well. But come on, that's the highlight. 6 o'clock tonight for Iowa State and Arizona, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not 11:30. They get a little more rest.
Right. Are there good games in the middle of the day today? I haven't even looked.
Well, the Big Ten's got some pretty
Ohio
decent
State,
games.
Michigan plays at 11.
State, yeah, then you got Wisconsin, Illinois. Then you got Nebraska, Purdue, UCLA, Michigan State. So there's plenty of basketball to watch during the day.
Nebraska, Purdue, 5:30 tonight. UCLA, Michigan State, 8 o'clock. How many people were at that? Did you stay up and watch the UCLA Rutgers game just for the spectacle?
I watched a little bit of it, but
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to what the crowd was. I should have, because I talked about it yesterday, but I was like, I was kind of in and out, because I told Anjanette, I said, wake me up before we have to go to the airport. She goes, you're going to sleep a little? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to nod off before we have to go to the airport, which probably wasn't a smart thing to do, because then I get up, drive to the airport, go pick up Greta, get back around 12:15, 12:20, and I'm like,
can't shut it
I
off.
can't go to sleep.
Yeah,
I want to go to sleep. I got to get up in 4 hours.
Dude, I'm in that. I've become not daily, but every now and again, man, a 20-minute nap in the middle of the day is killer. Like,
yeah, a 20-minute nap in the middle of the day, I'll agree with you. A 20-minute nap at
8 o'clock at night, that's a bad idea.
Bad idea.
Bad idea.
Bad idea. Bad idea. Taman Lipsey was a beast yesterday. He had 20 points. You're right, Ross. And I'm not saying they're going to beat Arizona today, because Arizona is a really good team.
They could.
Absolutely, they could. I'm just saying they're humming. They're humming right now. And they've got to be playing with a lot of confidence. Forced 10 turnovers yesterday and scored 17 points off those 10 turnovers. That's a big number. Big number.
I do. There is a part of me that, for my Cyclone friends, I kind of feel, and I understand the feeling, but I kind of feel bad for them in that some of them have a hard time enjoying this because they remember destroying Houston by 50 in the conference finals, and that's fun. It's fun to be in Kansas City and watch your team win, and it's fun to win games. Way more fun to win than to lose, but this isn't what their goal is.
Not even close.
So it's interesting to watch it. Like, they're playing amazing basketball, but there's almost this nut cup feeling, the Cyclone nut cup thing of like, well, yeah, but we're playing too good right now. We don't want to play this good right now.
515-517-2303. Who's this? Hello?
Can they hear us?
John.
Hey, John.
John, what's up, buddy?
Hello.
What's going on?
Boy, there's a delay. John, just go ahead, fire off with what it is you wanted to share with us. I think there's a long delay in the phone line here.
I was just gonna say that I'm a big Iowa State fan, of course. I do not want them to win. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't want them to play 4 games and then maybe play on Thursday morning or something. I've been thinking that all week. I'm fine if they don't win today. I really think they need the rest, and I'm just not interested in playing 4 games in 4 days.
It's an interesting take, and thanks, John, for the phone call. And let's kind of dissect what he's saying. I don't think they're going to move up to a 2 line. I think they're going to be on a 3 line. So winning a tournament is probably not going to help you.
Let me just I'm not going to push back on you yet. Let me just see where Trav. Just one ESPN bracketology. I was on ESPN, so I clicked the bracketology thing under the men's tab. updated this morning. So this includes the Miami of Ohio loss in this bracket. They've got Iowa State on the 2 line.
Really?
On the ESPN bracketology, Iowa State has moved up from the 3 to the 2 as of this morning. So if you beat Arizona, who is right now currently a 1 seed, they're the number 2 team in the country right now.
Yeah, number 2 goes Michigan. It goes Duke is number 1.
Oh yeah.
I think Michigan's number 2, Arizona number 3. But those could be flopped. My memory is not what it used to be.
And then Florida is the other 1 seed in this bracketology. Boy. Do you lock yourself into a 2? And then again, what a great conversation to have. I want to really be honest and say, does it matter being a 2 or a 3? It's flip of a coin with some of those teams that you're going to be playing on your way to the Final Four, on your way to the Elite 8. If you're a 2 or a 3, you don't play a 1 seed until you get to the Elite 8. And other than that, you're going to play, a Miami of Ohio, a Santa Clara, Kentucky. You're going to have to beat a couple of teams like those, no matter what. But if you beat Arizona, do you lock yourself into that 2 slot? I would have thought the same thing. But
I'm not sold. I've seen in the past where the committee hasn't weighed in on conference tournaments as much as they have in the past, maybe as they once did. But I think the Big 12 could be an interesting case study, right? Because they're so deep in the Big 12. From Arizona to Iowa State to Houston, because Houston could easily be on a 2 line as well. The Big 12 is just so damn deep. Pretty even across the board.
And the Big 10, when you look at that top 10 in KenPom, you've got Arizona, Houston, and Iowa State. In the Big 10, you've got Michigan, Illinois, Purdue, and Michigan State. Remember us talking about the KenPom magic formula a year ago, Trav? I mentioned this with Justin
with the
last week
offensive production and the defensive.
They got to both be in the top 20, basically. Yeah. It's actually top 21 offense and top 31 defense.
And Iowa State falls into that category.
They don't. They're just outside, man. They're
earlier they were, so they must have fallen out.
They're 23rd offensively this morning, but 4th defensively.
They're nasty on defense. Just nasty. Why we like this time of year. It never ceases to disappoint to give us talking points. Is try to evaluate what that bracket's going to be. Now, Iowa, on the other hand, lost yesterday to Ohio State. Iowa was down 16 points in the second half, made a tremendous comeback, had a chance to tie the game in the final seconds. When he missed that free throw and they got the offensive rebound and they're fit, and I'm like, he's going to make this.
I did too. Like, that's the way the world works sometimes. You're going to hit that and then you're going to win this game in overtime. Oh my gosh, clank. Or not even clank. Bounce around. Yeah. Valiant effort. Valiant comeback.
Valiant comeback.
This Hawkeye team has been gritty. They have been, you see at times, several times this year, you look about 10 minutes left in the game, 12 minutes left in the game, and you think, oh man, this could be a 20-point game. Hawks could get blown out here. They seem to have several shots where they play like they did against Maryland. And then it just clicks and they start hitting shots. They play just gritty.
What I like is they don't quit.
That's it.
They just don't quit. Now, they were exposed a little bit yesterday, meaning Ohio State had 36 points in the paint. I think they put a graphic up.
Yeah.
In some ways, in
the contrast. The contrast of the two games, the points in the paint.
But I think at one point, like 16 of the 20 Ohio State baskets were all in the paint. I mean, they were just dominating inside. And I remember putting out a tweet when Ohio State just was going on around. I just put, oh boy. But then slowly, methodically, they got back into it. Bennett Sturt's the only player in double figures. He had 17. Had Mania with 9. Cooper Koch with 8. Tavion Banks had 9.
Any part of you feeling the way that Captain Kirk Hawk does? He says, I'm so glad they lost. They can rest up. That's what John was saying he kind of hopes happens with his Cyclones today. Lose and you can rest up. For the Hawkeyes, I hope it's lose and you slide to the 10.
They're not. I don't think they're going to slide to a 10.
Okay.
I think they're going to be on a 9 line.
Man, I love how confident you can be with like that one. You're that confident that they fall into a
bucket.
one of 4 teams. Wow.
Yep. They fall into a bucket.
Oh, Captain Kirk says he was joking, by the way. He was just saying, I thought, I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's one way to look at it.
I'm gonna buy it. I'll go along with it.
Could you imagine being at a Hawk party with your buddies and was it Howard that got that last shot up? And he's going, and he gets it up and you go, don't go. What? Yeah, I've been rooting for him to lose all night. I've been hoping that they'd lose.
We get a rest for a whole week now. It's awesome.
Yeah, Tyler says this has that vibe of I'd rather not go to the playoff and just go to the Rose Bowl.
Oh. I remember those phone calls. You guys don't understand. It's tradition.
Man. We're all brainwashed in some way. That was one where I was like, all right, people are going to realize how marketing works. You guys don't know the granddaddy of them all. Okay.
I'm putting in just to see the last time a Big Ten team was like a 10 or 11 seed because it doesn't happen that often.
Is that why? Okay. That's where your thing comes with them being a 9 seed. It's not.
And just following other bracketologies. 2019, Iowa and Minnesota were both 10 seeds. Ohio State was an 11 seed.
2019?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, think about it. That's a long time ago now. 2019.
It is. That's 7 years ago. That's yeah.
2018, okay. Ohio State was a 10 seed. But it's not
likely. Okay.
It's not a regular occurrence to where you get a team out of the Big Ten Conference that goes that low.
Well, right now they've got Iowa playing. Bracketology on ESPN has Iowa playing Utah State in the opening round. Northern Iowa facing off with Purdue. And Iowa State has Tennessee State. We'll know. When we get on the air Monday morning.
Did it have Iowa the 9 seed or Utah Valley State the 9 seed?
Not Utah Valley State. That's where Charlie Kirk was murdered.
Sorry.
Iowa is the 9 seed. Utah State is the 8. Utah State, the Utes.
No, that would be Utah.
Oh, Utah State's the Aggies. That's it.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Utah. I'm sorry. Yes. Utah Utes. And the Utah State Aggies, which we learned means agriculturally inclined.
Hey, I've got a question for you when it comes to identity theft. And
shit.
Yeah,
boy.
No kidding. So my wife, she's driving the Defender down to Louisiana. She notices as she walks out of the garage yesterday that the front license plate is gone.
No.
And I'm like, She goes, it must have fallen off. I said, Ange, that thing was screwed on. And I go, both screws are gone. Like the screws are gone and the license plate is gone. Can anybody do anything with a license plate? I don't know the answer to that. Why would somebody take a license plate, unless you're stealing a car and you want to put it on said car to make it look like it's a registered car? I just don't know why. Oh, rob a bank.
Dude, I think the number of things that are going through my head.
And I don't even know what to do because I said, well, did you call the DMV? She goes, I don't know what to tell them. I said, tell them your license plate's got so, because we're a two-plate state.
Yeah.
There's a lot that are one-plate states. We're a two-plate state.
Think about, see, one of the first things that goes to my head was the camera. You know what I mean? Even speed. Yeah, going and committing a crime and then driving away and having your license plate on that car. Dude, I think I'd call the cops. I think I would call the cops and just say, hey, here's the situation. This is my license plate. This is where, yeah. Oh, dude.
Because she was convinced. She goes, no, it just fell off. I said, license plates just don't fall off. And I said, I get maybe one screw comes out, but I said both screws, and I said both screws are gone? No way. No way.
My old Jeep, the Commander that I had, it came out one day and my license plate is like bent in half. Literally looked like somebody grabbed my license plate and tried to just rip it off the back of the Jeep and couldn't, and it just bent.
You must be onto something. Call the cops, replace the plates.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Call the cops on this and say, because they've got to be able to flag it in some way. And I would be worried that something nefarious is going down there.
Wonder where somebody said, I mean, people just walk by and say, hey, let's take, and was I profiled because it's a higher end car?
Could be. Travis, do you ever, so like, man, talk about East Side here. When you put your sticker in the corner of your license plate, do you do anything special with it?
No, I put it over the other sticker.
Yeah, yeah. So what happens is people will come up and steal
Take
those
sticker
stickers.
Oh.
Yep. They don't want to pay
make
for
it look
the,
like their car is registered.
Yes. Yes. So what a lot of people will do is when they put that sticker on the corner of the license plate, take a razor blade and cut through it. It doesn't, you have not affected the sticker at all. It still shows that you are registered, but what it does prevent is if somebody comes and tries to take the sticker off, it only takes off, it comes off in pieces.
Makes sense.
Don't ask me how I know to do that, but I know to do that.
Because you're on the east side.
So, man, that's a new one though.
Well, the good thing is if the camera gets it, I can always go, that's
not
my car.
my car. Exactly. That's a very easy one. So the camera one's an easy one. A cop showing up at your door because your license plate was used in a bank robbery or some sort of serious crime. I mean, yeah, I would make a phone call rather than having to explain it at your front door.
Would you call the cops first, or would you go to the DMV?
I'd call the cops first, and then they'll tell you. The cops will probably say, you might want to also reach out to the DMV and just get new license plates or something like that. I don't know. This is a new one. I've not had this happen. And I haven't seen the new comments because I was holding on to this one from Berger because I think this is an interesting conversation. Have we seen the end of retired jerseys? Nobody's
probably
in college. And I think he's specifically talking about college basketball.
Hell, I think you could go college football. I mean, who's going to stay at a school for 4 years? You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
I think in football, it's a lot more common because of that. Because the NFL guys are, you've got to be. I think it's going to be more common in football than in basketball. But I'm not sure I can defend that comment. I think it's just a feeling. Maybe it's the number of guys. Maybe it's. You got to clarify. I have to clarify it in my head. It's not just the number of dudes that are going to spend 4 years. It's the number of guys that are going to be good enough to have their number retired. If you make that sort of impact that people want to retire your number. That's a really good question, Sean, because.
Well, two things here. Let's use basketball. If you're really good to have your number retired, you're probably off to the NBA after 1 or 2 years, so you're not going to be there long enough.
Yeah.
If you come in and you're going to be a Bennett Sturts who was at Division II, then at Drake, and then at Iowa, and not at someplace long enough to have your number retired. Football, you can't go until after your junior year. If you're good enough in your freshman year, your school's going to pony up the money to make sure they keep you.
But to your point, every school is going to be coming after you with bajillions of dollars.
True. Very true.
Taman Lipsey could be the last of for a while. There's the Nicholas Bears, right? There's the guys that are going to spend 4 years with the program. The Conrad Howleys, right? Where you're like, hey, glue guy type of thing. We love this dude. Is his number getting retired? No.
He was a role player.
He was a role player, and we loved him, and he represents the university. But we're talking about number retired. Does Taman Lipsey get his number retired? Ooh. Depends on how these next couple weeks go.
I would say right now, yes. You get to the Final Four, absolutely.
That's right. I don't know right now if he is. And Irish Hawk asked that. He says, "You think Lipsey is a number retire worthy?" I don't know.
Had a hell of a 4-year run.
And it's the local connection. I mean,
yeah. Which adds more to it, right?
Does Taman Lipsey have his? I think let's wait and see. Make a Final Four run, Trav. Yeah.
If you and your partner have decided your family is complete, it may be time to consider a vasectomy. At Urology Center of Iowa, they offer a no-scalpel procedure that is minimally invasive and performed by experienced specialists. Their team focuses on men's health every single day, providing clear answers and personalized care so you can make an informed decision. The procedure is straightforward, convenient, and done right here in the Des Moines Metro. If you're ready to learn more about your options, their team is here to help. Visit uro.com. That's uro.com and click Schedule an Appointment. Urology Center of Iowa. We see you. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
More Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Shake off winter damage to your vehicle with our spring pothole special. Harsh weather and rough roads can throw your vehicle out of alignment and wreak havoc on your tires and suspension. But we've got you covered. For a limited time, enjoy 20% off an alignment and tire rotate and balance service. Designed to restore smooth handling, extend tire life, and improve overall safety. Let us help you drive into spring with confidence, comfort, and savings. Visit us today at willischevy.com to schedule your appointment.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Game on. Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Mini of Des Moines. A strong selection to kick off the year, including 4 John Cooper Works Countryman models, the most powerful all-wheel drive Mini ever. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, and the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and of course, follow us on our social media channels or call the show at 515-517-2303. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're going into the weekend strong. Going to be a lot of basketball, of course. Iowa State's going to be in action tonight, going to be taking on Arizona. The big talk right now, Ross, because people need something to talk about, need something to bitch about, need something to prognosticate about, is the University of Miami at Ohio. The University of Miami at Ohio entered the MAC tournament with a perfect record, hadn't lost all year, got to the quarterfinal round, and lost yesterday. The big debate is whether this team at 31-1 will make the NCAA tournament. And you look at their strength of schedule, you look at their net rating, you look at their quad 1, quad 2, all the measurements we're told that take place. And realistically, on paper, this team, besides its 31-1 record, would not make the tournament. On paper, take away the big one, which is 31-1, this team would not make the NCAA tournament.
Trying to find them in Ken Palm right now. Do you know where they are, where they fall? Because I had that.
Is it 53 or 54, something like that?
Boy, I'm looking for them. And as I'm looking for them, I'm 93.
They're 93 in Ken Palm?
93. Do they deserve to be in the tournament? Yes. Yep. Is this, you are, it's such a disservice. I get it, but we look at, okay, let me, I'm going to just pontificate for a minute and think out loud. Okay. It's going to sound like I meander. But I want to finish all of those thoughts. Yes, they are 93rd in Ken Palm. Yes, their strength of schedule and their Sagarin and their net and all of that stuff is disastrously low. And yes, we over-evaluate all of those things, and the computers have it wrong. They do. And I can prove that to you with Bennett Sturts and Cam Magnow and a group of D2 players that have now had back-to-back winning records in Division I basketball and if they had just worn a different uniform than when they wore a different uniform than the Iowa Hawkeye logo, they were further down the rankings. Why? Well, because of who they played. Well, didn't they beat the teams they played? Yeah, but you don't understand. They're not beating good enough teams by large enough margins, and when they lose, they're not losing to good enough teams. Well, what's a good team? A good team is a team that plays other good teams. There's talented dudes all over the nation. How do we know? How do we know how good Miami of Ohio is? Because they lost in their conference tournament to a team that they'd already beat twice in the season. A bad team, by the way. It's a bad, bad loss. Show me a team that doesn't have a bad loss. There's like 4. Like 8 maybe in the nation that don't have a bad loss. This is their first time since August to stub their toe. This is exactly what is wrong with the NCAA tournament and the mid-majors and this centralization of power and control that's happening right in front of our eyes. A team went undefeated. Remember when it used to be like, man, you go 20 wins in a big conference you're in. Now we're having conversations about, well, should a team that goes 9-11, and Ben Jacobson made a great point yesterday. When you're talking about these huge mega conferences, you can go 9-11 in a big conference and have a really damn good basketball team. You can go 31-0, and we have to have a conversation about whether or not you're good enough. All of those players are going to be playing on Division I rosters next year. All of them. They're all going to get some sort of huge NIL deal because they played so well that other teams went, damn, these dudes can play ball. But the computer says you beat High Point. You didn't lose to Kansas. You beat High Point. Well, 2 of the dudes from that school might end up at that school next year. That coach wants those guys. Doesn't matter. What's the jersey say? Because the jersey says you play in the what conference? The what? They're
in the MAC.
The MAC? What's the MAC? What even is the MAC? What even is
the Mid-America Conference?
I'm nationally draft. That's the attitude. Northern what? Iowa? You're playing what's the hey, you have your A upside down. What's the MVC? And that's how we get to this point is, well, obviously a 9-11 Big Ten team. Sure, let's debate that. But 31-0? By the way, the latest bracketology on ESPN does still have them in as an at-large and not one of the last 4 in. They're an 11 seed in the tournament.
I mean, they're a bubble buster. I mean, they're knocking an Indiana out. They're knocking an Auburn out. They're knocking one of those big schools, and I'm perfectly okay with that.
Yes,
I'm kind of with you because if Drake were in the same situation, or if Northern Iowa had gone through the entire season unbeaten and didn't win the Missouri Valley Conference tournament, I'd be making an argument for them as well. I think there are now if they had lost 2 or 3 games, that changes things a little bit, right?
Yes, I completely agree. If they're 30-2, it might even change it. I don't know. I don't know at what point the teeter-totter would sway. Scott makes a great point here. And I think this is where most people feel about this. If they're not one of the 30 or whatever.
And they're not.
And they're 93rd. And he says that's because a lot of people, that's all they'll care about is where are they in the net rankings in the Ken Palm, in those things. And in Ken Palm, they are 93rd. It's funny that I brought up High Point because they literally are behind High Point.
And High Point's in the NCAA tournament. High Point won its conference tournament.
What conference are they in?
It's the
The
East
B-
Coast Conference.
The Big South?
Could be.
Because in Ken Palm, it just says the BS. Big South.
Now, and remember, there's a delay on this, so let's because I got to figure out my tethering thing.
Okay.
I had to Bluetooth today. Derek in New Sharon, welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on, Derek?
Basketball and my old lady play on hardwood. Your Mark can stick that glass 4 up his ass. Oh, I'm hot.
Why are you hot?
Ugh. That's the dumbest idea I've ever seen. Texas Tech. Because you're going to get play. Texas Tech got 3 players on their stick because of that glass 4. Lansing is sliding all over the place. Texas Tech ought to sue the commissioner because he just knocked them out in March Madness, more or less. They might get upset in the first round.
Derek, does Taman Lipsey's jersey get retired over
How
time?
about my clones? Just a wrecking crew.
They got a tough one tonight. They got to take on Arizona.
What? It needs to be retired. What a stud. Well, it's going to be a lot closer. Magical things happen down the Hilton South. Arizona's a lot deeper and a lot bigger, but you never know. We get hot. Did you guys you guys might have already touched on this. The hugest upset I've ever seen yesterday in college sports, Ohio State beat the Cornville Little Hawks. Is that amazing? How did that happen?
I don't know if it was an upset considering that Ohio State was a higher seed. Yeah.
It's nice. Nice talking to you again.
See you, buddy. Take care, Derek. Have a great weekend, man. Yeah, we can't go back and forth with that delay like that.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't have. It's the new phone. I've got it hooked up to the new phone. I'm trying little things. You know who I'm calling as soon as the show's over? The engineer. Yeah, I'm calling on.
You could always use my phone for the call-in studio too. That's I'm here to help. If you ever want to try to relinquish this vision you have of tight control,
I do have that.
I know,
but it was weird because I normally hook it up by a cable, right? And then I did it this morning. Like cable didn't hook up. I'm like, what's going on? It was funny. I was following along with the Miami Ohio talk yesterday, and there was a guy because Pat Forty wrote an article that if they're not in, college basketball is officially broken. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go that far, right?
I will. That's exactly what I was saying. Yes, that's the bumper sticker of what I tried to extrapolate earlier. It's broken, and the evidence is obvious to me, and it lays out in such a way. These players that are playing for these schools like High Point and Utah Valley and Hofstra, they're currently being recruited by the Kansases and the Michigans and the Arizonas of the world. But because their jersey says something different right now, the computer recognizes that, well, you didn't play against Michigan State. You didn't beat Maryland. You beat Toledo. Well, yeah, but the Toledo guys are going to beat, like, the talent is so thick right now. And the computer is still stuck in this model that rewards the brands, that rewards it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. As long as you are
saying, but when you have multiple models, I mean, the world runs on data, right? I mean, decisions are made on data.
Yes.
And so what you're saying is and I'm just playing devil's advocate here because I think they belong in. So just bear with me here. You're saying because they were 31-1, that's the only one that matters.
No, what I'm saying is the models are broken. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
How are they broken?
Travis, look at what I just explained to you. Look at what happened with Drake. Look at the talent that happened with a team that was a Division II group of guys. The computer models would have had them ranked 1,000th.
Hold on for a second. I don't think the computers are broken. The system of scheduling is broken because the big boys make sure that they push. It's not the computer model that's broken.
I will argue it's both. You're right that the scheduling thing is a huge part of it. It's a huge part of it. The scheduling, the computer models that are rewarding the brands and the conferences. You are better off going and beating a really, really bad Maryland team whose guys, whose talent wise, they beg to have the Hofstra guys. But if you go and beat Hofstra, you actually go down because you played some crappy team. That's what I'm trying to say. The model is broken, and it rewards the bad scheduling thing that you've talked about. It rewards that. It says you don't have your non-conference isn't going to matter because you're in the Big 12, you're in the Big 10, you're in the SEC. Your conference play is going to be enough to build all of that fake data that the computer model needs to see to show everybody that you're a good team. You can literally lose, go 9-11, and the computer model will say they deserve to be in. Why do they deserve to be in over a Belmont? Why do they deserve to be in over a Miami of Ohio who beat every team on their roster, or every team on their schedule twice, and then lost to one of them on their third? I think they had beat UMass twice, but I'm not. Either way, lose one game.
Burger says, Travis, are you an analytics guy? We use analytics a lot in the business side. I'm not a baseball analytics guy, but and he goes, does the human element have any merit? And it does have merit. And where it has merit is probably where it's close, where the model will tell you if it's clear one way, we're going to go with the model, right? I mean, it's just like if it's
and the model's
20,
pretty clear. The data's pretty clear here that they're not.
Yeah,
93rd, dude.
And somebody put in Ken Palm, they're like 303rd, or the
I'm looking
NET, or is it NET?
Oh, net. Okay, that could be. I'm looking at Ken Palm right now, and let me make sure that I'm looking at one that has been updated. This was through Thursday, March 12th. So may not have their loss from last night. Oh, yes, it does. 31-1. 93rd. Adjusted offense 70, adjusted defense 154.
And they are 54 in the NET.
Man. This is Corey's comment. It's our buddy Corey from Bats and Bugs.
And now, okay. And
Corey,
it's Corey GBR. Look at him go Big Red.
Oh yeah, he's yeah. No interest in seeing the 10th place Big 12 team. I want to see Miami of Ohio against the big boys. Me too. Amen. That to me is what the tournament's all about.
I think deep down, we want to see it because if they win, it makes a stronger argument for maybe a 2 or 3 loss mid-major to get like a Belmont, right? I know they have more than 3 losses, but it makes a better argument for it.
I would say it makes a better. I want to get to the point where we can make a better argument for a 2nd or 3rd place team. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be one bid leagues. There should be one bid leagues. I'm not sure the MAC or the Missouri Valley are one bid leagues. Look at the talent and what happens with these players. Look at what happens with these players from the Valley. They get recruited to go to Kansas.
No, they're going to get recruited to go to Kansas State because their coach is going to take the Kansas State job.
Good point. Yeah, I saw that.
It's funny because that was in the story. They go, hey, he only had like 2 seniors on this entire Belmont team. They're like, they're all going to Kansas State.
And so, like, now let's just play this out on the board. So the same group of guys, essentially, you add a couple of different pieces in but you essentially are going to take the exact same guys. You're going to go next year. You're going to play against the Big 12 schedule. Where will they be where will the computer see them next year, Travis, compared to this year? And what's the difference?
I think the computer will analyze their schedule first and that's the difference. The difference is who they play. Yes.
The brand that they represent, just like Burger McShick is saying, see Iowa. So that's why my argument would be the models, the computer models are broken. They are rewarding the brands, they're rewarding the strength of schedule, and the strength of schedule becomes this self-fulfilling thing. You don't have to schedule anybody in the non-conference because your conference schedule is going to take care of all of that for you. You're by proxy going to be considered a really good basketball team just because of the brand. Doesn't matter your talent, doesn't matter what your record is. You can be 31-0.
Yeah, but I would say if you look at the top, I think if you look at Arizona, they played some decent non-conference games. I mean, I know what you're saying.
Yes.
Iowa probably didn't have the best non-conference schedule, but there were people
didn't
talking
probably have the best.
There were people talking, even as when the Big Ten tournament started, like Iowa was like, hey, has to play. It wasn't a solid. I think once they won that first game, they were for sure in. I think they might have been on the bubble if they would have lost that first game. I really do. I don't know if I was going to be.
I mean, yeah, that would have been, what would have been, 4 straight losses?
Yeah. I think
I could have seen that.
Yeah. I mean, you've got Bruce Pearl's kid saying out there, hey, Auburn absolutely deserves to be in. No, you don't. I would rather see Miami of Ohio in, who's 31-1, than Auburn is like 17-12, right? It's like, come on.
I love that he's just Bruce Pearl's kid. Even Richard Pitino has a name.
Yeah, Rick Pitino's kid.
Yeah, right. It's like Tua's brother.
What's crazy is this conversation never goes away, and I don't think it would ever go away. I mean, we have a conversation about a team like this every single year. Hell, we were kind of having it about Drake last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Last couple of years, we've had that conversation about, like, man, kind of shitty that the Valley seems to be a one-bid league because what if all this is for naught? And Travis, we've been aware of it all year long. We said about Drake and you and I, and unfortunately, the regular season is just positioning for the Valley, just positioning for Arch Madness, and then you got to make the run there because it's a one-bid league. So where's Belmont in this this conversation?
Nowhere.
They are. You're right, man. They are 68th in KenPom.
Yeah.
And they were 26-6. Yeah, that's not enough.
Yeah,
not enough.
It's not enough.
30-2 might have been enough. But again, what I wonder, is that what the mark is? Is it 30 wins for a mid-major?
Might be. Here's the deal, Ross. If they're 31-1, if they would have lost one game during the regular season,
I think that would have been enough to not even have this. Yeah, it would have been.
If this would have happened in the regular season, I don't know if we'd be having this conversation.
Yeah, you're right. We're having the conversation and it happened now.
Because I think we realize it happened in the conference tournament. A lot of things happen in we as I do anyway. I don't want to paint a broad picture here, but I think a lot of us look at the conference tournaments as just kind of a different animal.
Yeah.
Knowing that anything can happen.
Utah State, that team that Bracketology has Iowa playing right now, is the highest. They're a mid-major, right? The MWC, Utah State, San Diego State, New Mexico. They have mid-major?
That's the Mountain West, right?
Mountain West?
I would say it's a very, very high mid-major.
Okay. All right. They are the highest ranked of all of those.
I mean, San Diego State went to the Final Four a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's right. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so did Loyola of Chicago. And that didn't.
That's true. Yeah, but the Mountain West is very high mid-major.
All right.
I wouldn't put it. They're not a power con. They're not the Big East. You know, when you look at something outside the Power Four, I look at the Big East and go, okay, that's a different style of basketball. I look at the Mountain West and go,
The American with South Florida, Tulsa.
Again, very
right
high
there.
mid-majors.
Yeah.
I think Utah Valley is leaving the Mountain West. They just came to an agreement to where.
You mean Utah State? You keep seeing Utah Valley. That's where Charlie
Utah
Kirk
State. Sorry. I think Utah State is, or there's one of those Utah schools that is leaving like the West Coast Conference. They just paid them $1 million to get out.
Now, we've talked about Tyler says Utah State going to, no. He asked that as a question. Is Utah State going to the Pac-12 too? Travis, I don't recall that one. I thought it was Sacramento State is leaving and bouncing.
Utah State is going to the Pac-12.
Look at you.
So Oregon State, Washington State, Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, Texas State, and Utah State. And Gonzaga will be there as a basketball school, I believe. Yeah.
When it gets announced on Sunday, Miami of Ohio is in?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
I think it would be.
I hope so. And if it's not, I will fall in line with who was it you just said called it the death of
Pat 40.
Pat 40. I'll champion that line.
Though on one of the comments, there was a guy in there who goes, of course they're going to get in. That's because the NCAA tournament wants to have the mid-majors in for March Madness. I'm like, no, they don't. What
That's the first time I've ever heard that in my life.
Said by no one ever. Ever. Hey, we do have an Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo submission. This one comes from down in Centerville, Iowa. And it's from AJ. AJ says, good morning, guys. At halftime of the Arizona State game on Wednesday, I bought tickets to the Iowa State game in Kansas City and got to be there for the great Cyclone win yesterday. Sending in a photo on your Facebook page, which he did, and got to meet a lot of great fans. Second time down there. First time was 2 years ago with a big win over Houston in the championship game. This is also my first season with basketball tickets. I've always had football. I live 2 hours from Ames, but only missed 2 games all season. So he's happy that his woohoo was he made the decision to go ahead. Now, Ross, he's a fellow broadcaster. He goes, we've got a morning show. Appanoose AM on the Iowa Media Network every weekday morning from 7 to 8. So I wake up listening to you guys as I get ready for our show. Keep up the good work.
I love it. That means a lot. Thank you so much. And maybe he's already on the air right now, but maybe.
I don't know if he's doing it live from Kansas City or not.
Centerville's a cool. Centerville's got some interesting history. Really interesting history for that little map dot. That's where Simon Estes is from.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I have other famous people from there too. I think like Buffalo Bill. He had something in Centerville. I think there was also like I know this is going to sound weird, but a famous makeup guy. Like a guy that invented a famous makeup. I think Estee Lauder.
Estee Lauder's from Centerville. Well, we want to thank AJ for his weekly woohoo. You can give us a weekly woohoo, and we can make you a winionaire each week. Call in now at 515-517-2303, or just go to the website at therushradio.com, click on the promo tab, and enter your weekly woohoo. What type of winionaire will you be? A full tank of gas-yonaire or a front row tickets to every show-yonaire? The possibilities are what you make it when you become an Iowa Lottery winionaire. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Hi, I'm Josh Romick, Service Manager at Willis Lexus, and I want to take a moment and tell you about our Willis Automotive Pothole Special for the month of March. Take advantage of our 20% discount on the tire rotation, balance, and alignment through the month of March. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Hey, Tanner with Liberty Lawn and Landscape here. It may be chilly now, but before you know it, spring will be here. We are now booking for spring, so get a hold of us to schedule your next project today. Serving the Des Moines Metro, we specialize in a variety of services such as retaining walls, paver patios, edging and rocking, and much more. Now offering 3D renderings to show you exactly how your project will look before beginning. Liberty is proudly veteran-owned and ready to serve you today.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. It's pothole season, which is why now we're offering a 20% discount when you purchase a tire rotation, balance, and alignment. Please give us a call or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com to set your appointment.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
DIY or pro install, Iowa Floor Covering has the flooring, the materials, and the know-how you need. From LVP to tile and carpet, head to iowafloorcovering.com and get started today. Joining us now on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive, it's our Friday guest, which we look forward to all the time. The fit, the fabulous, Tyler Kluver. What's going on?
Feeling fit and fabulous, baby. Let's go.
That a boy.
And Ross.
Oh, you're muted there, Ross. You're muted.
When the hell did that happen? Hey, hi Tyler. How are you?
Hello, I'm good.
Who are the most famous people from Marshalltown?
After me, I don't know. Cap Anson.
Oh, that's a good one. Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Yeah. Travis, you know that name, Cap Anson? Hall of Fame baseball player.
Yeah. Elementary and a middle school named after him.
How about Clement?
Yeah, Jeff. Jeff is probably the most notable athlete to come out of the town. I mean, unless we're going way back, but as far as like 80s and beyond, 80s, 90s, like Jeff was Jeff. I mean, I'm sure there's some listeners who know, anybody who's tuned into the high school baseball scene around here. I think Jeff still has the gosh, I can't imagine that wouldn't be broken by now. But at the time, he set the record. Him and another guy, actually, I think
a kid from Winterset with last name Peterson.
Yeah, they went back and forth on the national home run record for a career in high school. He went to USC. I mean, he was big time. Like,
dude, he was a top 5 draft pick by the Seattle Mariners.
Yep. Played a little bit, dealt with injury. You go and look at the top 10 the year he came out in the draft, and it's like name after name after name. He's like the only one that didn't have like a 10-year elite career. I was gonna say there's a film director for Tron. Yeah, that
if
guy.
you don't know their name, no, that doesn't count, Driftless. I'm sorry. That's an amazing accomplishment.
Assistant Fire Chief Christopher Crow. I don't know who that is.
I don't know, but if you have a Boy George avatar.
Oh, that's what that was? I didn't notice. I thought that was a Boy George reference. I'm like, Christopher Cross and Boy George did
that. That film director.
Same guy.
I don't think anybody knows the name, but that's like some pretty serious pedigree there. He's got a couple movies that are legit. I'd never heard of the guy until you have this conversation, and they're like, yeah, who's the most famous from Marshalltown? Jeff Clement, Cap
Tyler
Anson.
Kluber.
I've got a great.
I'm really not. I really think if you go down the list, I love when people put that out there, and I'm like flattered, but man, I have not done shit in my life. As of right now, if like in the world of social media and like 2015 to 2025, sure. Am I one of the more known names from Marshalltown? Maybe. I guess, but
in 20 years,
no,
right,
no.
I've got a great Clement story.
Okay.
I kind of had a weird situation. My dad was the president of our little league, and I grew up right across the street from the park, and I loved baseball. So I started coaching, and I didn't go to college. So I started coaching when I was like 18, 19 years old. So by the time I'm like 21, 22, I'm doing pretty well. I've got a couple of really good teams. I'm coaching like in the county tournaments, and I'm coaching the all-star teams and all that. We're in an all-star tournament. My best friend Scott is my assistant coach. We win our first couple of games. We're in like a quarterfinal round, and we have to play Marshalltown. And I've got, you've worked through a couple of your best pitchers. I've got to throw like my third best pitcher this day. And we're getting ready for the game. And my best friend, who went on to become a college or a high school coach, and he was a college athlete, he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, we're going to lose this game. We got to throw." We got to throw our fourth best player and save our third best pitcher. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, we are going to lose this game.
Yeah.
Look across the diamond. Look at that kid swinging the bat. And there was this 13-year-old man, and it was Jeff.
Yeah.
And we had to, and I, of course, pride got in the way. I'm like, nope. We got him. We got him. He ended up hitting 3 home runs, I think. He was their catcher. He threw out every runner.
He was maybe
and it was like,
Google AI backed this up, and I didn't mean to cut off your story, but it's true. In the 1925 and 26 season, the Marshalltown High School wrestling and football coach was Adolph Rupp.
Yeah, Rupp was Marshalltown too as well. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Either did I.
Way back, man. Way back.
Wait, he was the wrestling coach?
Yeah.
Wrestling and football coach at Marshalltown High School before becoming the Kentucky coach.
Yep. Yeah.
Lived
I forgot
at the
about him.
local YMCA. Coached a state championship wrestling team.
Had some good wrestlers come out of Marshalltown every once in a while. But
Ross
Jeff
learned something today.
That's super cool.
Yeah, that one is cool. The Clement's probably the big one. His dad was and state baseball was in Marshalltown for a long time.
Yeah.
And his dad was Steve was a big part of or Steve Hansen was his coach. Sorry. His dad was our middle school.
Clement's dad, by the way, was the coach of that all-star team.
Yeah.
Super nice guy. Really nice guy.
Knowledgeable guys, knew everything about baseball. His coach, Steve Hansen, longtime legend coach baseball for Marshalltown, was really the story of my motivation to like be a Division I athlete was he has a pretty big like strong part in that. And Clement was part of the story. My dad was our coach for football and basketball in high school. And so I was always that coach's kid that was like, running around the gym from the time I was 2nd, 3rd grade. I got really into lifting weights in like 5th and 6th grade. Like, obviously it's become a passion of mine. I had that early on. And I remember I used to go in the first year I started lifting weights, 7th grade, legitimately. I'd come to the high school. My dad would let me in the weight room. He'd be like finishing up, stuff. high school kids walking all over the place. There's just this random 7th grader lifting weights by himself in the high school weight room, but nobody in there, no music. Like, this started back in 2007. All the stuff that still is kind of a through line to today. Steve Hansen walked by one time and he goes, he knew that I really wasn't into baseball. And in Marshalltown, you need the athletes to go out for all the sports, right? And he pulls me over one day and he's like, Clue, come here. And he's so respected. But he was a stern guy too. So I was a little scared. He ran all the baseball camps. Everybody knew about Coach Hansen. And he goes, hey, I just want to let you know, a couple of years come around, you're going to be in high school. We'd love to have you part of the baseball program. I don't think we've had a kid as early, work as hard as early in his youth, in his career, and as hard as you in the weight room since Jeff Clement. He told me that one day, and he was no bullshit. Like, he didn't lie to kids like that. And I remember that to this day. Sometimes sometimes I'm still in the weight room, or I'm in the garage lifting, and I still remember that Coach Hansen.
That's super cool.
Like, that he'd seen nobody work as hard as me since Jeff Clement. And I was like, holy shit.
That's awesome, man.
I'm the best. I'm the best ever.
Right. Somebody else said it. I don't believe it. Somebody else said it.
And looking back, it was so regular for me to just be there. But now that I think about it, it was like, yeah, there was an empty weight room. Nobody was showing up. There wasn't even a weight program at Marshalltown in 2007. And like, I'm in there by myself. I still remember doing like calf raises in the corner and benching by myself. And he was a big motivation as to like, I need to, man, nobody comes out of Marshalltown. I got to find a way to make it D1 in something. Like, I want to be a name like Jeff Clement. I'm certainly not on Jeff's level, but that Jeff played a small part in my story.
That's a good one.
I'm going to transition into something that's being talked about because I'm sure you have an opinion about it. I don't know if you've addressed it on your podcast yet or not.
The Iran war?
No, we're not going to talk about the Iran war.
Oh, you're talking about that graph with the penis size of all the different states and how Iowans have what, 1.5 inches longer penis than you Nebraskan, something like that.
Well endowed here in Iowa.
Well endowed, yeah.
The Big Ten has sent a letter to the NCAA asking it to halt all its tampering investigations.
Saw that.
Saying, hey, why don't we pause these because the current rules aren't set up for the current situation of what's going on. So instead of just investigating any tampering right now, why don't we table all this stuff, come to an agreement to what this looks like, and then we can move forward with any possible
Who even knows what tampering means? I mean, come on. Isn't that what the argument is here, Trav? Isn't the argument basically like, hey, we don't even know what the rules are right now, so just look the other way?
Yes. I think that is what it is. But what a wild thing to send to the conference, right? Like, hey, how about just don't, you know?
Yeah.
We're all tampering.
Right.
So, could you just ease up on us for just a little bit, huh? It's such a wild concept that like we're even to that point in college football, college sports in general. Some would say the regulators and the NCAA got us here in the first place. It's their fault. Like this is the product of just the way things were handled over the last 20 years. And it's
50.
probably, 50 years. It's probably true, but what a wild thing to make like official, like an official reach out. Like, hey, could you just not get us on the tampering?
Mm-hmm.
But when it's so ridiculous that when you do break it down, you're like, well, that does make sense, right? It's like, if you don't know the rules or if they're not clear at all, then like, can we not be, we don't want to be put up against those, you know, like we don't want to be in trouble. We can't even read the full book. It's a different language. We don't know bullet points 1 through 20.
Yeah.
So we can't follow those rules if we don't know them. It's true. It's so gray area. Everything is gray area now.
It's just so different from what we were told it had to be for 50 years. I think, and I really do believe like there's kind of like the the mean term for it is brainwashing, right? There's a little bit of we have to unbrainwash ourselves from all of the 50 years of what we were told our entire lifetime. We were told the amateurism, nonprofit, and then now the rules are different. So you almost have to break it down completely and say, all right, what's the right way to do this? If we could just start from scratch, what's the right way to do this?
That's absolutely what you have to do. You have to tear the entire thing down
and forget everything that you knew before, because it's not going to look anything like it did before. And a lot of what we did before was bad and wrong. And a lot of what we did before is illegal.
You have to start from literally the first page of the rule book and just start over. Yeah, it's like you said, it's like a nonprofit company versus like a for-profit public entity.
Totally.
Like, you know, it's like you're not operating under the same, and that's where a lot of the drama and confusion and frustration all comes from now, is everybody's operating under this previous idea of what college sports is, and that's not what it is anymore. It's like when you order the steak and they serve you salmon. You're like, this is not what I signed up for. I didn't order this. And you're like,
you ordered a salmon steak.
Yeah. Exactly. You're like, this is what it is. This is what it is now. You're like, well, that's not what I was expecting. That's where I think maybe one of my best qualities in life is, and it relates to everything, is emotional response to expectation. And to fix bad emotional response to expectation is change your expectations. That's the best way to do it. And so our expectations of college sports right now are just, they're based under laws and rules and regulations that are 15, 20 years old, and they don't relate
notions of
Because if you're not tampering now, you're behind the game. I mean, you're going to lose out. I mean, you have to tamper to win the.
And
I would argue,
it's what's the definition of is. What do you mean by tampering?
Yeah, I mean, like, I would say Iowa is one of the clean, and this is so truly biased, but I believe this, and I think other schools would probably say it too. Iowa and Kirk Ferentz and the way they run that program is about as clean as you could find in the modern era, right? And even he self-suspended himself for one game because of they illegally recruited somehow Cade McNamara.
Was it Cade?
Yeah, it was just recently.
Okay.
And then, Wallace was the head coach for the first game of the season or whatever. Because of some rule that's like, oh yeah, technically we did break that rule. I mean, like, communication, it is impossible. There's not a single university or staff that's following the rules to a T and hasn't broken something.
And that's why I hate the thing of like, we do it the right way.
Yeah.
Or do it the Iowa way. So I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
It's
so
like,
what's the right?
So we haven't been caught? That's what that means.
Right.
Caught?
Yeah. So you do it pretty much clean.
Yeah.
Versus
so you're the best cheater. You're the cleanest cheater. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
You do the least cheating.
Yeah.
We're not as dirty. We can just wipe off with a wet wipe. We don't have to take a full shower.
We cheat ethically, It's like, I don't know what. Yeah. And it is weird. Like, I've heard your guys' conversations on what the NCAA chooses to come down on and what they don't. And it's like, none of that makes sense.
No.
Right? They're coming down on like D3
cross-country guys.
Cross-country runners. But like, hey, that quarterback that's making $5 million and got recruited while he was on another team to come play for a different team, don't touch that one.
And then it becomes obvious. It's like, well, you said courtroom? Okay, we'll back up.
Oh yeah, they want nothing.
Wait, we're gonna have states suing us, and we're gonna injunctions and whatnot.
Because they already went through that.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to be at some point when this gets when it gets all litigated. I'm supposed to be a beneficiary of the court case that's gonna hit him in the settlement.
House settlement.
Yeah, the house.
How much money are you getting?
I don't know, but the total number is like $2.8 billion that they.
I thought that hasn't been dispersed yet.
No. They're still going through. Guy, I just talked to the boys about it the other day. They've got a bunch of, I'm not even sure. People are like trying to come after him, or like on the other side, whatever. Once they figure all that out, $2.8 billion is supposed to be split up between, the certain years and the certain sports. I don't know.
790,000 athletes and 4,000 lawyers.
Yeah, right. Great time to be a lawyer. I'm supposed to get like, I don't know, 30 or 40 grand, but like,
no shit.
Bad.
Yeah, it's amazing, but it's also, I'm going to get it over like 10 years, is like the payout schedule. So yeah,
I was expecting it to be like $600.
So was I.
No, like 2.8. And I'm on the low end too, because I actually only qualify for like 2 years of it. And it's also like in the details of it, it matters what position you played too.
The long snapper doesn't fall into the high paid house
long snapper
deal?
Yeah, the assumed or agreed upon amount that the long snappers were worth, not quite as much as some of the other guys on the team.
You never were on the field for anything other than long snapping?
No, I tried really hard to be. I pushed Coach Ferentz in my junior and senior seasons to try and get him to put me on kickoff. And he told me in practice, I jumped in there on one of the kickoff reps and went down, made a play.
Okay, look at that. I was there.
I'm Rudy.
I'm a dog.
Yeah, you're Rudy, man.
And I ran off the field and kind of ran back to the other end, where the kickoff team was. And KF, you can like feel KF's presence, and I could kind of like feel him like looking at me. He kind of realized like, what is he doing in there? He goes, hey, Clue, get the fuck out of there, huh?
Pretty good impersonation, by the way.
And I said, Coach, what? Coach, I can play. Like I promise. Like you got to let me do one rep. This is when you could like talk to Coach, because I had built up some credit in the program and starting. I'm like, Coach, I can be on kickoff team. Like I promise. I just want one rep this season. He goes, Clue, I understand you want to play. We need your hands. If you hurt your hands, we're fucked. Okay. And I'm like, okay, that's a good point.
Yeah. That's a good sales. That's a good salesman right
your
there.
Hands.
That's really good. That's a really good way of saying.
And I was like,
ain't no way.
It was like one of those, he got me out of the idea by like telling me that I was really valued, which is true, right?
Brilliant.
And you could mess up your finger. Like some of those guys on teams have nasty hands, knuckles that are just beat up. Yeah. But like one play, come on, Coach.
Yeah.
Let me run down and make one play. It would probably be a touchback anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we either run Tyler Coover out there or a dude that's 6'4" and runs a 4.3 40.
Man, can I tell you how out of place I looked? And what was so unfortunate was, even in practice, I would run as hard as I could, and the other guys are going 80%, and I'm like the 7th guy out of 10 down the field, and I'm like, and this is why I'm not on the kickoff team. Yeah, every single play I was ever on the field was I had the ball in my hands. Yep.
It is just incredible how some people make it look easy. Trav, remember a couple of years ago, we went down to that billiards competition down at the at Hy-Vee Hall.
Yep.
They are having the Iowa Open is happening right now in Des Moines, and there's like people from all over the world who are playing. And I went out there yesterday with my buddy Nate and Ashley and watched them play. Ran into my friend Ray. Watched some. It's Travis. It's like golf. So there are guys. There's people playing pool. I'm playing pool. And then in the table next to me is this British dude who's a professional pool player.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's a different world.
It looks different. It's smooth. It's easy. You watch it and you go, oh, butter. That's what it's supposed to look like. It's almost like golf. Like when you play with a really good golfer and you go, oh, that's what this is supposed to be like.
They're playing an entirely, yeah. And I've fortunately, I've been on the end of the fun, cool, like world-class end of a couple things like that in my life.
Yeah.
Neither of which matter. Long snapping and now CrossFit kind of.
Yeah.
And the levels at the highest level of performance in anything, pool, darts, chess, whatever it may be, the gap between the tiers of it gets so big.
It's so cool to see. It is so neat.
They're playing a different game.
Yeah, you go, oh, there's levels to this shit.
They're not
Everything.
It's why it kills me. Golf is a good example. It kills me when guys are like, yeah, I got a new club, or like I'm, if I just keep my head down, like your 99%er that goes out there and golfs is like, buddy, it doesn't. I understand, like you've dialed in this 7-iron, but like you're not good enough to hit it consistently enough for it to matter.
You can't compete in an amateur tournament in your town.
Not even close.
But look at my gap wedge that I got and I go, well, I just use my pitching wedge because that's what came with the set.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't have a gap wedge. I don't
have
a 56 degree.
Your everyday golfer might as well just take your 4 best clubs and go play. You'll be better because you've used those and you've hit those the most. Like getting new clubs or like really trying to dial it in. You're not even thinking about it kills me every time you watch some of those pros on the range. And or like DeChambeau, you listen to DeChambeau hit like a certain club and he's like, and they're like, how far did that go? He's like, that one felt like 212 and a half, maybe.
Yeah. And they're within a yard.
And you're like, and then they somehow are like reading the ball distance and they're like, yeah, 212 and 3/4 yards. And he's like, yeah,
Cleve, my buddy John is one of the best amateurs in Iowa. He's not even, again, and that's a level. Mm-hmm. He can do that. On a simulator, he can go, I'm going to try to hit this one 73 yards, and he'll hit a ball and it'll go 75. You're like, what?
Yeah. And you're like, this is nuts. You're so crazy. You're 100 levels above me. And then he stands next to Bryson DeChambeau and he doesn't even deserve to be in the building.
And he'll say, I'm 100 levels behind. Yeah, right. It's a good way to look at it.
I love
wild
elite performers.
Me too. It's fun to see.
Are we teaming up on a bracket challenge?
I think we are.
All right.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I guess I'll get that all set up this weekend. I got to talk to Ken Payne about that.
Selection Sunday, right?
Yeah, yes. Selection Sunday. I'll send you the link. We'll do a bracket challenge. I don't know if there's a prize or not, but I think it's brought to you by the Urology Center of Iowa.
At Urology Center of Iowa, we see you, baby.
That's right.
Can I ask about that? Urology Center of Iowa, UCI.
Yeah.
At UCI, we see you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks, Tyler. See ya. Bye-bye.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
As winter turns to spring and the world comes alive again, one thing remains true. Potholes can really mess up your day. From busted tires to knocking your alignment out of whack, hitting a pothole can cause some serious damage. For the month of March, Willis Volvo Cars is offering 20% off pothole special. This includes tire rotate, balance, and alignment package to keep you on the road. To get scheduled, give us a call or head online at willisvolvocars.com.
Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the champagne of bars.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.